during a specific season, you decide to kind of really start adding to characters, with their goal to be everybody, I find it interesting. I like it because they're willing to still change characters' approaches, maybe not as dynamic as you want, maybe not as in-depth, like sure, adding a move or two. But the fact that Arxis is trying to do that,
they're putting more thought into it than most companies would.
I am for it, and I like the idea of that to be more of a thing with more companies, really, for more. Regardless, we're expecting a new character December to come through, but on top of that, the biggest thing that got shown, which is the part that's kind of blowing a lot of us away, is their intentions of updating certain characters. And what I mean by that is that we got to see basically a new move for Potemkin. Actually, this is that we already got people tracking the frame data. But we've got a new Potemkin move that has been shown off. They showed it at the end of the panel itself. And the new move, I think it's called it's not Heat Knuckle. It's like Knuckle, but they called it something else. I just can't remember it off the top of my dome. But this move basically is kind of like the air, not the headbutt, not the rock. It's called something else too. Okay, I'm forgetting the stride.
Butt slam?
No, he has the butt slam. He had in Exert. He had it was like a rocket.
Yeah.
I forget what it was called.
It kind of also reminds me of like where you used to have the splash. I mean, he obviously has it in this, but like that's what it kind of like seems like, a little bit like the splash, a little bit, but like airborne.
Yeah,
but it hit you.
Yeah. So this has armor. So this is what it looks like. It's a 12. A 12. So it's called Heat Tackle. There we go. Heat Tackle. It is a what looks like 11 to 12 frame grounded move. And it has armor to boot. They showed it off. I don't know if it's in this particular clip. I mean, I would assume it's this clip because they showed here with armor going up against that Asuka, obviously putting the meteor up in the air, and has great corner carry. It is essentially 50 tension kind of neutral skip move, right? Like with the momentum and all, there's already going to be mash shenanigans. This is really cool. This is actually something that Pot was missing, very early on when we realized he didn't have it. He became a much more, aside from his actual, when he approaches forward. Oh man, I'm losing all
head smash.
It was a head smash.
You're talking about the double fist, right? The double fist, right?
Yeah.
Or
Hammer fist.
Hammer fist. Thank you. God, yeah. Hammer fist, hammerfall. Hammerfall, I believe, was the other, was the move from Exert. But Hammer Fist is the one where he actually dashes forward. That's like his only mobility, right? It's the only move that gives him any kind of mobility. Now he has something that, so far, like I said, it looks grounded. We don't know if this is air okay-able. If it was, that's kind of crazy. But maybe if it's air okay, it doesn't have armor. Because if it had armor on both, it'd be kind of wild.
I wonder if this is like his wake-up DP in a sense, because he never really kind of had one in this game.
He kind of does. Like he does for the, I was gonna say, yeah, super is the closest to it, and you gotta get the super glitch going, right, where with 50 tension you could still get the invo off the the ultimate pop buster or the air buster one, and kind of cancel it and get the invo frames from that. But that's a little more advanced. In general, just straight up from the kit, like he doesn't, so this looks like it, but like I said, 11 frame startup, it's kind of slow. I guess
it depends when the armor starts up too.
Yeah, that's
kind of a big thing.
So what to take away from this? There's a lot of fucking questions coming out of this. Static, as far as I'm concerned, or you too, Meza, like, season 3 patch, when that came down, we knew new moves were coming out. We knew they were going to change the landscape. Did anyone here remember whether or not they said they were just going to start adding more moves to more characters in the future?
No, just recent.
I recall them saying that they wanted to add new stuff, but I only thought like some characters were going to get new moves that like needed it, that were kind of like generically the older characters that we're used to seeing that have some fairly okay new moves. But yeah, I didn't expect them to like plan for everyone to have new moves, because like where do you put the commands for some of these characters?
Yeah, so they stated about it that there are new things that they want to add and that they want to test. This further went up into the in the panel. I don't believe the Backyard had it. We'll double check if Backyard did post up anything about that. But in the panel itself, there was just discussion about it, and that right now confirmed. 2 characters are getting one more move in the December patch. So Pot's getting this. They did not divulge who the second character is going to be. My question is just like, okay, are they looking to go through the entire roster to do it? Not just, hey, actually, I do remember in the backyard, I do state it, how, right now there's additional DLC characters, right? And it's like some people are happy because it's new characters, new ways to play. But some people, i.e. like pop players or, other legacy characters from the beginning, have just stayed the same, right? Since the beginning. So they are looking to kind of expand upon that and let everybody get a little bit of a fresh coat of paint, or maybe some coffee injected into their kits to let them feel a little better and do some new stuff. But they said, obviously, when it comes to introducing new stuff, they really have to R&D it. You don't want to make a character broken because their approach now completely changes. I mean, we don't know 100% how this move works for pot, but this is gonna change up some matchups for sure. Like this is gonna change up how pot is going to be played and how you're going to play against pot. As if you weren't already worried about jumping at him, right? Now he has a armor move that can counter and not corner carry, but with RC, there probably is some crazy shenanigans to just get you across the screen. Now he's got you in the corner in an advantageous position. Like this is gonna flip the script.
Imagine if he just gold burst, has full bar, does the barrier super. Oh well, no. A gold burst gets all the bars.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Or if he just wall breaks, gets all the bar, shoots out the barrier, and then does the move while you're knocked down.
Oh my god! I didn't even think about that. That is dirty.
Just RCs around the.
Yeah, now it's no longer Aegis Reflector into Hammer Fist, right? Or Hammerfall. It's now Aegis Reflector into this, while Aegis Reflector covers him no matter what happens, right? From behind.
Or even like doing that, using the armor to go through something and then punishing whatever happens.
Oh my goodness.
What I'm more curious about is them implementing these moves one by one, how it affects the players who aren't getting new moves. Because like we've always seen some communities will be like, well, this character got a move or two, or they got something buffed and we just got nothing, right? Yeah. So I wonder if the best thing is to do it this way, because we haven't really seen a game add moves one by one, right? Yeah, usually it's maybe add 2 or 3 new moves and we call it a day with like specific characters.
Yeah, I like the incremental add, because 2 things. One, I'm sure they if they wanted to, they would add as many moves as they could if they didn't give a damn. But clearly they want to make sure that, focusing on 1 or 2 moves versus trying to do one for like everyone in the roster at once and try to release that and say a major patch, you might overlook something, right? Because your attention is kind of split everywhere. So I like it from a Q&A standpoint is a good idea, because you can just catch it if you're focusing on one versus trying to spread your attention everywhere. It's probably a better look. And 2, it kind of brings a little bit of hype to people. Like, sure, it gives hope. I don't want to say it's false hope, but they've stated outright they want to hit all the characters. They want to mess with more characters. Like, obviously, they've already touched a couple with Geo, with Eno. I actually can't even remember anyone else who got hit off the top.
May.
May and such, which they actually did talk about it in the developer backyard. They even had a little concept art to show how they kind of like go about.
I thought Biking got a new move too. Or she just got changes.
No. Wild Assault was the what she got added. Like plenty of other people got. So they did break down about it. And by the way, also 2.5 million players. Sick for Guilty Gear. Congratulations on that. We're now in season 3. They just go over a bunch of things, concepts, and even including, like I said, the concepts talking about the adding new moves and their philosophy on it. They're talking about inputs as well. Like that's why they're looking at how Geo's is getting designed to like kind of do the 1 button press after the dash, because like you said earlier, man, like how do you add that to like a command list? Like how much deeper are you gonna start adding every kind of moveset for a certain character? Oh yeah, and Ram was another one that got it as well. And Anji. I'm starting to now kind of remember. But
got a move that I forgot existed.
Yeah. What, his move?
No, has a move that I forgot existed.
Yeah, you don't like it, I recall, because she got a bunch of other nerfs.
That flying dash into the note. No, it's really good, and I just never use it.
No, it's good. He just never uses it. Yeah, big difference there. He just never uses it. So moving on to the developer backyard. The reason I'm bringing onto this because this is what they talked about by the end of the panel. After the Potemkin clip was really the end piece to it. And yeah, DLC character number 11 is coming out in December. with minor balance update, so not exorbitant. Like, I don't think the full cast is gonna get touched, but fixes more than likely for bug fixes are gonna happen. Special moves number 2, once again, they did it reiterate, 2 characters are getting 1 move, Pot, and then TBD the other one. People are saying Milia. That's like kind of like the talk right now, that Milia is gonna be the one getting it. We'll just have to wait and see. And then we still have, obviously in 2024, 2 more DLC characters to get through season 3. So that's really their roadmap for it. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to state outright, like, the idea that they're taking with it, where season, patches and such are typical for fighting games, right? With your DLC, you're getting your balance patch, you're getting a character too, and that's about it. That's the go-to, right? That's the go-to template. What I'm liking, what Arxis has been doing with Strive since the rip still, right? That they've kind of been trying to be progressive in things that they're doing. They're being extremely transparent from the very rip. Their beta, they switched a lot. The UI, the network, feedback. They've really been listening hard. And even, season 3 patches, right? Adding Wild Assault, adding Deflect Shield, adding more options for characters. I thought that was a one-off, but the fact that they're willing to do this even mid-season patch is really, really interesting. Because like you kind of were alluding to earlier, or how you said earlier, Meza, I can't think out of a major change in maybe the version of a game, right? I.e. like your Street Fighter to Super Street Fighter, right? Or to Turbo or whatever, where you get a big change in the mechanics. Sure, different games, different sequels, you'll get changes, but in game during a specific season, you decide to kind of really start adding to characters. With their goal to be everybody, I find it interesting. I like it because they're willing to still change characters' approaches, maybe not as dynamic as you want, maybe not as in-depth, like sure, adding a move or 2. Sometimes the move might be worthless, who knows, might not change as much. Maybe it might propel a character to become much better than they were, right? But the fact that Arxis is trying to do that,
they're putting more thought into it than most companies.
I am for it, and I like the idea of that to be more of a thing with more companies, really, for more games in the future. I don't think they have to do it right away, but I like that Arxis is just saying fuck it, like, let's try it. Because I mean, what else can they do right now, right? Like, Strive is now out for over 2 years. It's had an incredible run. Now it's just like, your DLC needs to be good, but like, they're like, we're gonna make it even better with including, we're changing the system mechanics. We are changing characters in a sense of they're getting moves, right? Like, what happens if they go, we're gonna get rid of let's say we get rid of Ino's guard break move and give her horizontal chemical romance, actual mid-level hit.
Vertical and
vertical.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Or you want horizontal, right? Like that, like you wouldn't be opposed to that, right? That'd be a win. Would that make you want to play the game more? Yeah,
kind of, because that move is too good, so I like it.
I'm just saying it sucked, or just say it was okay. Like, but the ability to the fact that they're willing to maybe do something like that maybe in the future, like, does that give you more kind of like not happiness or reliance, but does it kind of like entrust, like, the competency? I don't want to make it seem like other companies aren't competent. Would you just like that kind of feature in the future for your games?
I don't know. I wish they didn't change what wasn't broken. I mean, it was broken, but I don't think it was. But like, if it's visually there, like that chemical love thing really gets on my nerves. I mean, it does. It works in combos. It's fine, but it's not working on certain characters. People can walk under it. There's just quality of life things that just visually just don't work. It's a move that characters can go through. It's fine, but why can Baiken taunt under it?